am Jamie.
Hello, Randy. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Call to order. Okay, so roll call.
Oh, just one. Make sure we're on. The fire guy hit the pad with his head, he broke it. Okay, now we're ready.
Mr. Swank,
Here.
Mayor Carney,
Here.
Ms. Davis,
Here.
Ms. McCoy,
Here.
Mr. Price.
Here. All right, I'll kind of take it from here for right now. Welcome everybody, new members. Welcome everyone in the audience. What we're going to start out with tonight is I'm going to swear in our three new members. So if everyone will stand and raise your right hand. You don't have to repeat everything after me, just at the end, you say you do or don't, and you kiss the bride and we'll go on. I state your name.
Ronald Price.
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and I shall faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge the duties of member of Planning and Zoning Commission for the Village of Plain City, Ohio, for the term ending, and I'm going to fill in the blanks here for you. Ronald Price, 12/13/27.
Okay.
You are replacing Tyler Harriman's term.
Okay.
Diane McCoy, 1/23/30. That sounds like a very long time away. Not that far away. Jamie Davis, 1/23/30. To which I have been appointed.
I do.
I do.
Awesome. Each of you have a copy of this filled out with your information. If you could sign it, give those to Colin. He'll witness those after the meeting and get those taken care of. And you are officially Planning and Zoning Commission members now. So next we need to appoint a new chair and a co-chair. It's open if someone will just make a motion to it. I kind of put Brad there in the middle since he's the veteran now, so.
I move to appoint Brad Swink as chair of the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Can I deny that motion?
And if anybody wants to nominate or if they want to second that,
I second.
You'll be all right?
you're due now.
Mr. Swank,
Yes.
Mayor Carney,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. McCoy,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes.
And we will now do the same for co-chair.
And I cannot, I'm going to abstain from being any of the,
Yeah, and so the co-chair just will stand in, if Mr. Swank cannot make it, the co-chair will stand in. And just so everyone knows, our three new members were on previous boards, so they do have some experience in other boards, so. Just look for.
I will make a motion to appoint Mr. Ron Price as the vice chair. I second.
Mr. Swank,
Yes.
Mayor Carney,
Yes.
Ms. Davis,
Yes.
Ms. McCoy,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes.
Congratulations.
So I cannot be here.
Now, Mr. Swank, if you want to take it from here.
Oh boy, all right. Okay, so I guess the next item is the approval of the minutes from November 15th.
And
Since
I will make a motion to approve the November 15th minutes.
I'll second.
Mr. Swank,
Yes.
Mayor Carney.
Yes.
the rest of you would just
Abstain.
Okay. Move to communication, planning and zoning for Mr. Hudson.
All right, well, once again, welcome everyone. Excited to get this year started. We had a busy year last year, so we got, I'm sure, a repeat from last year, just as busy. I do want to formally thank the former members that we had, Tyler Harriman, of course, got elected for council, so he's on council now. Tom Jasowicz and Dustin Adler, thank them for their service and their volunteering here on the board. Both of them spent several years on the board, so thank you them very much. I wanted to give, Monday night I'm doing a presentation for council, basically a year in review, but I do want to give some stats. I don't want to, I'm not going to do the whole review tonight, but I do want to give some zoning stats that you all might find interesting. Just kind of let you know what kind of a year we had last year. So last year, this board saw 6 new concept presentations. That's from developers seeing something new. Most of those did come through with other steps. We had 1 completed annexation. We did have 1 filed for the end of the year, and we have 3 currently preparing to file early this year. Approved developments in 2023, we had Darby Station phases 3 and 4, Madison Meadows 2, Merritt Reserve, and we had the preliminary development for the spot, which we'll see later on here for the final development plan tonight. Residential developments currently underway. We have Darby Station, that was a total of 522 residential units. Madison Meadows with a total of 250. Rudd and Hoffbauer, 100. Hamlet on Darby, which was 67. Marion Reserve, which was our most recent one that will break ground this year, 442. And then we have 2 that's kind of been lingering that were approved previously for a few years ago that were still on hold. Jefferson Village, which was an apartment complex with 100 units. They are completely approved and EPA approved, have capacity, everything. They're kind of in holding period right now. And then Oak Grove, which was 235 single family homes. They had approval for their preliminary and their final development plan. They are now in the process of starting their engineering and potentially seeing some plats, so we'll see them probably later on this spring. Developments plans that we are anticipating early this year, Beachy Farms, Virginia Homes, that is off of south on 42. We had seen them numerous times last year for conceptual designs and lots of conversations with them. Development on Alcott Drive, we'll see that at the corner of 42 and Alcott. We had numerous conceptual meetings with them last year. And then Fisher Homes, which is going to be a single family development overall for 161. Those 3 we anticipate preliminary plans probably here this spring. We had 12 new businesses file last year. We had 5 existing businesses that either expanded or had new locations. And then a few stats to go down here. Zoning permits. Last year we had 574 zoning permits. That's an increase from 369 that we had in 2022. We had 187 new homes built last year, 8 rezonings. We had 3 variance requests, 23 certificate of appropriatenesses through the Design Review Board. We had a total of 20 business occupancies, 4 zoning code changes. We had 45 agenda items on planning and zoning last year, which was, I would imagine, probably the most we've ever had. We ended up having 3 special meetings to accommodate a lot of that. I would expect the same this year. We did have some very long agendas last year, and if it looks like that's coming again, we'll probably try to break that up with a separate meeting just so we're not here till 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And then we had a total of 3 zoning appeal items last year. So those are some stats, just to kind of let you know what we did last year. And I think that's all I got for communications tonight.
BZA, Ms. McCoy.
We did not meet in this month. We will be meeting next month. Yep.
And council?
Yes, so we swore in 2 new council members and 1 returning council member. Mr. Sins was reelected, and then Mr. Aaron Lewis and Mr. Tyler Harriman are our new council members. And we've had our work session for January and talked about council goals and getting everything kind of started. Mr. Michael Terry is the council president for this year. And we had our first January meeting. Our next one is next Monday, the 22nd, where we'll be kind of just cleaning up some of the legislation that was carried over from 2023. So hopefully seeing that overlay district finalized. That is up for the second reading. I've been meeting with staff, and the big topic has been the solar eclipse on Monday, April 8th this year. And our first responders are urging people to, Plain City status, our status on the solar eclipse is kind of celebrate from your home, because we may have extra travelers and people coming to see the solar eclipse or traveling through. And our police and fire said that they've been hearing that people are just going to probably stop wherever it at that time of 3:15. Is that the time? And it should last about 20 minutes total. So not a very long event, but it could create extra, some gas shortages around that time because of all the extra people coming in through. We just don't know. So we're not really doing an event around it, because there's going to be extra events at some of the local farms like Mitchell's Berries and the Maze at Little Darby. They're hosting events. So that is kind of some of the things that we've been talking about. And the school district has canceled school for that day as well. I've been working on fulfilling our different council committees, and we are going to be meeting with the Treasurer of State staff coming up in a couple weeks, and have a tour of the office for Shekinah students next Tuesday. So that's all so far in this year.
Awesome. Great, thank you.
Good light.
Yes.
Okay, moving into public comment then, is anybody here to speak?
This will be anything related, it could be tonight, or it could be related to anything village-wise.
Okay. Nothing under old business, so I guess we move into new business, PUD 24-1, final development plan of the spot.
Yep, so I will do a recap here. I spoke to the new members individually to kind of bring them up to speed on what we're looking at tonight. This is the spot. It's located at Ferry Pike at 42, right behind the Shell station there. This is for a final development plan. We've met with the developer, property owners, and the engineer, architects. We've met several times staff-wise, kind of behind the scenes. We've seen a couple different concept plans last year, and then we also had the preliminary development plan that was approved, I believe in September. So in between that time, just kind of narrowing everything and getting all the comments that was from the last meeting ready for tonight. Included in your packet was a list of engineer comments, which, by the way, new members, this is Randy. He is works with Manick Smith. That is our contract engineer for the village. You'll see him, or you'll see Rhett. So sometimes that face might change. Rhett's a little prettier. So anyway, so this, those comments are, most of them are engineering related, but you can still ask questions, still have discussions on that. Anything in that won't necessarily prevent tonight's agenda item moving forward. Those could just be conditions that if the item is approved, it would just be worked out with the engineers that all those items are accounted for. So with that, Matt is here tonight with Matt Construction. So if you have any questions, Matt, anything I left out, fill in the blanks.
No, I think last time we were here, we reviewed quite a bit of the concerns of the commission as far as, how is this going to change some of the traffic and landscape and some of those details. And so I think what we did is we took that back. And our primary goal was to make sure that we were planning the roadway properly towards the village standards. And we didn't, and we removed a lot of the preliminary building layouts that we had on the last one to avoid any confusion. Because really all we're trying to do right now is just get this roadway layout and this general overall development approved, with the knowing that when we do sell portions of this lot or go to subdivide, that those will all be supplemented or need to be come back into this commission for development review and approval on an as per project basis. So our goal was not to try to wait until we had all of that done, because there's still quite a bit to do as far as finding tenants and potential deals. So what we're trying to do is just move towards being able to complete engineering based on this roadway and this development layout. So that is our primary goal right now.
And you guys might notice that the shape of the road is a little bit different. It was one contiguous, kind of winding road, and it is now with the T crossing. And there are reasons for that. I forget who, you guys, one of you guys, who was the idea? Or
I think we came up with it because of,
The requirement is to connect to adjacent property.
Okay.
They came up with a solution for this stuff, to make that connection.
plus with that road to the north being an existing road and it's only a 30-foot, it's a local road as opposed to a minor collector like we're having to do, so.
Gotcha.
So yeah, transition wise, makes a lot more sense.
Transition through the intersection.
And if you remember, there's a lot, like a completely island lot that's north of that doesn't have any street frontage, so this would allow access to that property.
The Miller's lot back behind it.
Yeah.
Yep. And we did meet with them as well to kind of just make sure that we had their blessing, and they were great. They loved it. So yeah, our goal is to complete engineering. Assuming we get approval, we'll move to complete and submit our engineering for sanitary, roadway, storm sewer for the overall development. And then as we secure potential landowners or deals, we'll bring them back, submit them through for approval. Our goal, and the landowners, Dondi and Christy Hatcher are here too. The big push here was we want to do something thoughtful, and we don't want to just replicate what has been done kind of around this area where you have now people in the village have to travel to Dublin Green or Marysville or something like that. So we're going to be very cognizant about who we try to attract to this development. That's why we really haven't gone out and tried to secure a bunch of deals. We're very hesitant to commit to anybody until we know that they align with how our vision of this, which is to provide much needed services close to the village for all the rooftops that Derek was just mentioning coming into play. We just feel like there's a big need to try to keep that inside the village and not have that being traveled outside the village boundaries. So just wanted that.
So following tonight, the next step, if everything's approved and goes through tonight, we'll see them just for a plat. And the first plat's just gonna be the separation for that. And that'll be all involved with the engineering. So as engineering goes, we'll develop that first plat. And then as he stated, as the new businesses come in, we'll see those individually and kind of see how it all lays out.
So any questions? Or?
I had one question, which is kind of my area is, when it comes down to the water line, have you guys done any preliminary calculations on the water? Because I'm in sprinklers. If a bigger system, you know, if you have a bigger building, you're gonna need sprinklers in it, and 8-inch line usually doesn't get you there with this much stuff branch. Have you guys done any initial calculations?
We haven't done the calculations as of yet. That was one of the comments regarding whether final development plans that we have to do those calculations as we get into the final engineering. We'll do. And Derek or Randy, do you guys have information on the existing lines that are out there for us to use for those calculations?
We'll probably have to work with you guys to get some flow testing done.
Yes, flow testing.
The nearest flow testing we have, we may have some. I'll have to look back through what we did for Madison Meadows and Marin Reserve.
Yeah, okay.
Because they had to do some on Perry Pike.
Well, that's a little down the road, so the calculations haven't started, so that would be done.
So yeah, we generally assigned, I think the civil engineer basically went on our instructions of this is kind of what we expect as far as uses, and they use that to back into our sanitary capacity of what kind of we're looking for. Fortunately, on this site, we're limited to no more than 30,000 square foot in a single structure for a big box. That would be the biggest that we're permitted, and really we only have one location where that would fit, and that's the northwest section back there. There is a chance for maybe like a retail center or something down towards Perry Pike, but again, we could choose construction wisely if there is some capacity concerns on the water line. So, but that's a great question.
was gonna say, from the preliminary to now, I mean, everything, I like the cleaner entrance and, connecting to the property owner, so I don't have any further questions or comments.
Yeah, we really went through with the traffic study that was done and tried to make sure that that was clear what the requirements were. We were hoping to do a smaller road through our development, but with the counts and densities, it was right on the borderline, so we erred on the minor collector road instead at the urging of Manic Smith, so.
Yeah, and also, the final development plan shows turn lanes from Jefferson onto that existing roadway. We're showing them on this development plan, but because the village is looking at, what's the word I'm wondering, you guys are doing a study.
We're doing a corridor safety study.
So that they'll probably all be coordinated at a later
Yeah.
time, or
The-
the developer will
Yeah,
contribute to
the
whatever.
traffic study requires that those turn lanes be there, but with our master study of the whole corridor,
They
those
also
will be
wanna
there
build them out with
in some form or fashion, but they may change a little bit as we develop that study for the whole corridor.
Is that through the state? I mean, who's
We're doing the study right now through the village
through the village? Okay.
to apply for state funding.
Okay.
So we have to do the study first.
So we have a lot of developments potentially going down 42, and they're all gonna be at different areas, different times. So we're looking at this study to potentially, for the village to take over that project of the widening and the extension and do it all at once instead of piecemealing it all together, because it could eventually look a little bit different. So some of these things might start, construction might start, but those will be added in. They will be added in, but they may be added all in at one time instead of separately.
That's it. I can make a motion to approve PDU 24-1.
I'll second it.
Mr. Schwank?
Yes.
Mayor Carney?
Yes.
Ms. Davis?
Yes.
Ms. McCoy?
Yes.
Mr. Price?
Yes.
Okay.
So will this be on council's agenda for this evening?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Discussion items?
I have nothing else to add.
Okay. I guess.
Yeah, we're not used to this.
Yeah, really.
I'm looking at the clock like, it's not 7 yet. It's not 9 o'clock yet. Just again, we'll do a quick update just as far as kind of what we're anticipating for February's meeting. We do have, Marin Reserve has 3 plat sections that they'll be bringing in, so we will see some final plats for Marin Reserve. And we may see one of the preliminary development plans for the 3 upcoming developments I had mentioned. And then we've already met with numerous new developers already this year, so I would imagine probably starting in March, we'll start seeing some new concepts for some new developments as well. So do anticipate a busy year, so we'll keep everyone updated. Anytime anybody has any questions or concerns or just wants to talk or chat and see maps or other stuff, just our door's always open, come in and see us.
We could talk about these at all?
Yeah, so there are, sorry about that. So Colin prepared a bunch of stuff for everyone, and then for the new members, new binders there. So that's got our zoning code, and it's got previous minute meetings in there, meeting minutes in there. And then everyone else got the design. So this is something that our development department and planning department came up with last year, and this is the design guide, kind of what we're giving all developers. Every time we meet, this is kind of what we're giving them up front, so they could expect kind of what we're looking to see. And as you can see, it's kind of that rural kind of feel. We don't want everything to look like a farmhouse or anything, but it just gives you examples of some features and everything we're looking for, from commercial, from residential, from street signs to amenities, benches, street lighting. It kind of just gives everything. So this is not what's required, but this is what we are urging, for them to take into account for. So we've given quite a few of those out and already started getting those out this year.
Great.
Also on there, what else do we have?
I printed off, Derek actually prepared it, it's a kind of a checklist of the PUD code section, and kind of a whole process of what developers will go through.
And so that checklist is also what new developers get as well. So they'll get that has kind of the timeline and all the steps of a new development from the concept, and all those steps to leading up to preliminary, final, platting, annexation, rezoning. It kind of covers it all. So I just wanted you guys to have that, just so you know what the developers are being told up front.
Yeah.
So basically, and everything you got is almost what we give new developers when they come in. So they know all this stuff up front.
Is this on our website?
Yes.
Okay,
it is,
just double
yes.
checking, because I thought that would be nice that when, when the public always asks, like, well, they're just gonna approve it, but it spells out, so thank you.
Yeah, and so with our new website, we're still, even though our website just came out, we're still updating and add new things. So our development side section of it is, will be ever growing. So yeah, there'll be more and more stuff on there as well.
And then the other item, for those binders a couple pages back, is kind of an overview of all the different zoning code changes that came before planning and zoning that our city council last year. So 5 total items. It kind of just gives a table of, when it was brought to planning and zoning, when it went to council, when it had its readings, and then just kind of a rundown of all those changes. So those changes are reflected in our online code, American Legal Publishing. I think Justin's working with them right now, trying to get that updated online, but here's copies now.
Yeah, and that's one downside to zoning codes in most municipalities. When you make these zoning codes, the codifier usually does it once or maybe twice if you're lucky a year. So our online is not updated. So if anybody goes to our website, like our new PUD that we passed last fall, it won't be in there until probably spring or summer this summer. So we make sure we have copies of all those new zoning codes. We have links as well online of PDF copies, so everyone can see those.
Great.
Now it's 7, so
So yeah, I guess now we make a motion to adjourn.
So moved?
Thank you.